Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's video is going to be on great sci-fi movies to watch while on this lockdown. Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. Star Wars. I mean, come on. The greatest franchise of all time, at least in my opinion, and has some of the greatest character development, story, action, just everything you want in a sci-fi movie. It's actually considered sci-fi fantasy, but I wanted to throw it in here because it is sci-fi. And it includes my favorite scene of all time, which is Luke and Vader facing off, and my favorite scene for Leia, which is this. Boom! In the face! That's what I'm talking about. I love these movies. And they're all great. I mean, there's 10 movies. You can sit back and watch the whole entire story, even catch some Mandalorian on Disney if you want to, because that's just as great as the original trilogy, in my opinion. But definitely can never go wrong with Star Wars. Let's move on to one of my favorite science fiction movies of all time, and that is Edge of Tomorrow. I love this movie. I mean, if you haven't seen it, and not a lot of people did because it flew under the radar because the advertisement campaign for this movie was horrible. The trailers were terrible, but the movie, I'm telling you, is awesome. So if you have not seen Edge of Tomorrow, it's a sci-fi spin on Groundhog Day where there's an alien invasion and this guy's in the military sent to the front lines and dies very quickly, and every time he dies he wakes up again and has to restart the day all over, and he finds this other lady, Emily Blunt, who is this is my introduction to Emily Blunt, was this movie, and I love her in this. I mean, she is friggin' awesome. The character itself is just awesome. But he meets up with her, and she's had this ability as well and lost it. Now he has it, and they're trying to reset the day into which they're actually winning this fight against the aliens. And I'm telling you, this movie is incredible. So if you have not seen it, definitely check it out. It's in my top 10 favorite sci-fi of all time. Next up, we have Pacific Rim. Now, this is totally popcorn, mind-numbing entertainment. That's all this movie is. If you're looking for great actors with great performances, this isn't the movie for you. But if you're looking for giant monsters fighting giant robots, it's the best one out there. I mean, of course, there's a lot of B movies like this, but this is the one that really took a budget and put it together and, oh my God, created the most amazing visual effects in movie cinema history. In my opinion, totally, because a lot of people, I understand, don't like this movie because the acting and the story and there's plot holes. I get it. It's just for pure entertainment. I mean, who doesn't love, well, my buddy Ricky doesn't love giant monster movies. I love them. And to get giant monsters fighting giant robots, that's just like my dream come true. And when this movie came out, I remember being blown away. And still to this day, holds up. Great action flick. But like I said, no Oscar-winning performances here. But great visuals and just a fun, good time. Sit back, relax for 2 hours, and just throw popcorn into your face and just enjoy some good entertainment. Now, let's go back in time to another one of my great favorites, and that is The Wraith. Whew! This is a classic. If you haven't seen The Wraith, then you're totally missing out. I mean, again, not going to get any Oscar performances out of the actors in this one, but some of the best car racing scenes ever put to film. And it's about these street toughs that take people's cars that are getting killed, one by one by this ghost car and this ghost driver. And I'm telling you, for its time, it blew people away when it came out. I mean, it blew me away. I know that. And has had a cult following ever since. So I definitely suggest giving it a rewatch or giving it a watch for the first time if you've never seen it. And a little factoid for my friend Angie Douthit out there. The guy, the lead street pirate, whatever you want to call him, Packard, he actually goes on to direct one of your favorite movies that we just talked about the other day, The Notebook. Ha! Get that. I just found out about it myself researching this movie. But anyway, guys, excellent time. Sit back, another one of those, sit back, throw popcorn into your face, and just enjoy for the simple entertainment value of it. And speaking of entertainment value, let's get back to something really good. And going back in time again to another one of my favorites, and that's The Last Starfighter. I mean, yes, the graphics are dated and are totally comparable to video game graphics made to look realistic. But let me tell you something. Back in 1984, I think this was, or 82, maybe I think it was 1982. These graphics were state of the art and incredible. And not only was the special effects incredible, the story of The Last Starfighter is amazing. You got this kid from a trailer park out in the middle of nowhere, playing this arcade game, ends up beating a high score, and the arcade game is actually a test put out there to make pilots that are fighting this war out in space. And he gets recruited into the Star League, and next thing you know, the whole Star League gets wiped out, and he is the last one, and he just joined up. And then adventure ensues. And let me tell you, this movie is such a great time, and it still holds up. Like I said, the graphics are dated, but the story holds up. And maybe not Oscar-winning performances, but believable performances, I'll tell you that. And just an all-around great movie and a good time. Well, guys, what do you think? Those are my top 5 picks for great science fiction movies to watch while we're on this lockdown. But I want to know what you're watching. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite science fiction movies are. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!